Hello everyone, good evening to all. Just confirm me once this PDF file is visible to you and my voice is audible to you. Yes, sir. So today is the day second of this GST comprehensive course. I think now voice is audible, PDF is clear, and we can start our discussion on the day two. So in day one, we have started our discussion from the basics of GST, that what GST, why GST, and we have also covered the issues in the pre-GST regime. We have also covered the specific GST law and the GST portal. We have also tried to understand the importance of the ledger and the requirement of the ledger, that is cash ledger, credit ledger, and the liability ledger. We have also tried to understand why there is requirement to file the return, because we have to submit something to the departmental authority, to the government, related to the outward supply and related to the inward supply. That is what is the purpose. Many participants are asking for the link. Okay, so I request everyone that we are sharing the link in the group only, so just join that WhatsApp group so that you can receive the link. Now in our today's session also will cover certain basic things related to GST in a very brief. Okay, and tomorrow also tomorrow also will cover the basics of GST. After that, we'll start our discussion on the sections, on the provision, on the law. But I again request everyone that, sir, these basic things are very relevant, very important. So we all need to take the think very carefully. Okay, so today we'll start our discussion, and today we'll discuss on the various returns of GST. We'll also try to understand the specific schemes under GST. We'll also try to understand the various mechanism under GST. Okay, so let's start our discussion now. In our last session, sir, our last point was related that when I'm making the supply, I need to report that supply to the government. Also, when I'm receiving certain inward supply, I have to report the same to the government. And also, we have covered the concept of outward supply, the concept of inward supply, the concept of output tax, the concept of input tax. Now, sir, most important question is that when we are saying that yes, we have to report the outward supply, we have to report the inward supply, we have to pay the output tax, when and also we have to claim the input on our inward supply. But क्या ये सारी की सारी चीजें ऐसे ही हो जाएगी, or there is requirement of a specific registration? So yes, under GST you have, that means taxpayer has to take the registration. There is also requirement to take the GST registration, because after taking the GST registration, the taxpayer has to pay the taxes or declare the outward supply, declare the inward supply. Now most important thing, just try to understand, sir, whether everyone has to take the GST registration. That means a particular person who is selling something in the market, that person has to take the GST registration, or there is certain requirement. Yes, there is certain requirement, because if government will implement that GST registration for each and everyone mandatory, in such a scenario, the small taxpayer will not be in a situation to maintain the compliances, to manage the things. Suppose there are a lot of taxpayers are available, small taxpayers. Their turnover is around 5 lakh rupees, around 10 lakh rupees. And if they need to take the GST registration, it means they have to maintain multiple calculations, multiple records, multiple books of accounts. And it will be quite difficult for them. With considering all these things, government has developed a specific mechanism. Okay, government has developed a specific mechanism, and government said that yes, we are imposing a specific limit, and if the turnover of the taxpayer will crosses that limit, in such a scenario you have to take the GST registration. Otherwise no need to take the GST registration. So that small taxpayer need to take the GST registration. Now one very important point from our practical perspective, one very important point from our practical perspective, just the practical point is that, sir, for registration there is a dashboard, that is GST and common portal. And suppose one new client is coming to our office for the GST compliances, for the GST registration. In that case, we should have the idea about the turnover, that yes, your turnover crosses the specific limit, so you have to take the GST registration. Also, we are handling the GST or the income tax related work as well. Suppose we have certain small taxpayers and the turnover of the taxpayer is below 20 lakh rupees, hence the taxpayer has not taken the GST registration. Now when the turnover crosses the specific limit, at that time that person has to take the GST registration. That thing we also need to keep in our mind. So for handling all these type of things, for providing the data to the government, for filing the various returns, for paying the taxes, there is requirement to take the GST registration, and this registration is completely based on the turnover. When the turnover crosses the specific limit, at that time that person has to take the GST registration. Now try to understand, sir, in case of registration, yes, I am making the supply, my turnover crosses the limit, so now I need to apply for the registration, and that application should be filed on one portal, that is GST and common portal, on which the taxpayer needs to file the GST return as well. Now just when the taxpayer is going to file the registration application, at that time there is one question, there is one question. Suppose i am I am a service provider, I am a training class trainer, okay, and I am taking the training classes. So my turnover, suppose my turnover is 70 lakh rupees, 80 lakh rupees, okay? When I am applying for the GST registration, or just not to take the turnover, my turnover crosses the specific limit, that is 20 lakh rupees, so I need to apply for the GST registration. Now I have two options, okay. One option, when I'm making the outward supply, that means you can say in simple language, sales or supply, at that time I have to pay the output tax on my outward supply, okay. And for making that outward supply, its goods or services, I need to take certain inward supply as well, that means certain inward services or goods I need to take, okay. So in such a scenario, for providing the outward supply, there is requirement to take certain inward services or inward goods. On that inward supply, my supplier has already charged GST, so I can claim the tax because I am paying that tax to the supplier, so I can claim that tax. Am I right? So in case of registration, also government is providing two options. One option is that you should pay the output tax at the normal rate, you should pay the output tax at the normal rate, and you can claim the input tax credit. That means you can avail the benefit of the tax which has been charged by your supplier, in a simplified language. And you have to pay the tax on your supply at a normal rate, and government has also decided or specify the rates based on the products. So time to time, government is going to issue certain papers, that is called as notification. Through that notification, government is going to decide the rate of a specific product or goods or services. Okay. Now, pay output tax at a normal rate, which has been prescribed by the government, or take the benefit of the tax which you have already paid to the supplier. Now, there are certain taxpayers who are saying that, sir, we don't want to take the benefit of input tax credit which has been transferred by our supplier. We just want to pay a concessional tax. We don't want to pay the tax at the normal rate, that is 5%, 12%, 18%, 28%. We just want to pay the tax at a concessional rate. Okay, and we don't want to avail the benefits of the input tax credit which has been charged by our supplier. So in such a scenario, that scheme, yes, Ravi sir, yes, that scheme is our concessional scheme, and Ravi sir is saying that scheme is our composition scheme. Now, sir, we all know there are two schemes. One is regular, another is concessional, that is composition scheme. But just try to understand, we as a tax consultant, as a tax advisor, we have to suggest to our client that, sir, this scheme is suitable for you based on the nature of the transactions, based on the inward supply. Suppose based on the nature of the industry, the inward supply, the tax is very less. In that case, we may suggest our client that you can go for the composition scheme. So you will not be eligible to avail the input tax credit, but you have to pay the tax at outward supply at a concessional rate. So we have to provide that particular type of consultancy. As in this particular scheme, that is concessional scheme, you need to pay the output tax at a concessional rate and no benefit of input tax credit. So government is saying that, sir, if we are providing any concessional opportunity, then that is limited to the small taxpayer. So government has decided a specific turnover limit, that if your turnover is up to this specific limit, you can go for the composition scheme, or if your turnover exceeded that specific turnover limit, you will not be eligible to avail the benefit of composition scheme. Also, most important thing, this scheme is applicable or available for the supplier of goods as well as for the supplier of services. Okay. Now, there may be chances of one question in your mind about the turnover, as Raviji is already mentioning the same in the chat box. But I am not going to share with you any turnover, any analytical things related to goods or services or quantum, because that will cover at the time of our discussion on the various sections, and the specific section is section number 10 with logics. Okay, so I am not going to discuss anything in detail about this scheme. For first 2 to 3 days, I am just going to discuss with you the basics of the various vocabulary which is available on the GST and common code, or which is there in GST, so that when we'll take the complex topics, it will be very easy to understand the terms, the logics. Is that okay, everyone? Now, two scheme, one is composition, another is regular. Now, sir, basically, as we all know, in case of GST, I am the, suppose Sachin, okay, I am the service provider to all of you. I am providing the services, that is training classes. Okay, training classes. I am providing this specific type of service to all of you, that is training classes. In that case, I am the supplier of service. I am the supplier of service and I am providing the training related services to all of you. In such a scenario, I am supplier. Okay. So suppose I have charged a fees of 5,000 rupees for this course, and the rate of GST on 5,000 rupees is 18%. So you can say 900 rupees I have charged the tax. In such a scenario, I am going to collect that 900 rupees as a supplier and I am paying that tax to the government. This is a normal mechanism. Am I right? This is the normal mechanism in which the supplier is going to charge the GST and supplier is going to make the payment of the GST amount to the government. That is called as forward charge. That is called as forward charge. Now, this is forward when the supplier is going to make the payment of taxes. Now, sir, when supplier is going to make the payment, that is called as forward charge, and when recipient is going to make the payment of taxes, that is called as reverse charge. That is called as reverse charge. Just wait for a single second. That is called as reverse charge. When supplier is going to make the payment of taxes, that is called as forward charge. When recipient is going to make the payment of taxes, that is called as reverse charge. Now, just try to understand. Sir, this is optional. In any scenario, the recipient can pay the taxes? No, because normally supplier is making the supply. So supplier is liable to make the payment of taxes, but government has specified certain specific situations, and based on that situation, that recipient has to make the payment of the taxes. That means when the supplier is making certain specific type of supply that is covered under reverse charge mechanism, then recipient has to make the payment of taxes. Now, sir, when the recipient is liable to make the payment of taxes, what are the circumstances, what are the situations, we'll discuss at the time of our discussion on the specific sections. Now we are just covering the concept of forward charge and reverse charge. Now I just want to share with you one example, and that is also very relevant example, I think. Under forward charge, suppose I am making the supply of the training classes or training related services to all of you. Okay, okay. So the fees is 5,000 rupees at the rate of 18%, 900 rupees. Invoice value is 5,900 rupees. Okay. Suppose I have provided this service, that is this training classes, to Mahendra sir. Okay. And Mahendra sir is already registered under GST. Mahendra sir is already registered under GST. So Mahendra sir has provided the GSTN to us, and we have transferred that GST to Mahendra sir, and Mahendra sir is now eligible to claim the input tax credit of 900 rupees. That is what is called as the forward charge. Okay. That is what is called as the forward charge. Now, in this scenario, Mahendra sir is paying 5,900 rupees, and Mahendra sir is availing the benefit of input tax credit of 900 rupees, which has been charged by supplier, that is Mr. Sachin. Okay. Now, just take the second example, that is reverse charge. Okay. In that example, as I am charging 5,000 rupees for certain legal services, and for your information, that legal services is covered under the reverse charge mechanism. Now, in that case, when I am providing that legal services to Mr. Mahendra sir, I am not going to charge GST because the same is specified for the reverse charge mechanism. Okay. So in such a scenario, Mahendra sir, that is a recipient, has to make the payment of GST. So in that case, Mr. Mahendra sir is going to pay GST on that 5,000 rupees, 18%, that is 900 rupees. Mahendra sir is going to make the payment of GST. So in case of forward charge, Mahendra sir is not going to pay the GST, but Mahendra sir is going to pay the amount to Mr. Sachin. 5,000 plus 900, that is 5,900. But in this scenario, Mahendra sir is just going to make the payment to Sachin 5,000 rupees. And that 900 rupees Mahendra sir is paying to the government under reverse charge mechanism as a recipient. So, in our first situation, Mahendra sir paying 900 to Sachin and claiming the tax credit. In second scenario, Mahendra sir is paying that 900 to government. Then also Mahendra sir is eligible to claim the input tax credit. Hence, in case of reverse charge mechanism, when the recipient is going to make the payment of taxes to the government, in such a scenario, whatever amount of tax recipient is going to make the payment to the government, recipient is eligible to claim the ITC for the same 900 payment, 900 ka ITC. That is what is the logic. Always we are saying that in case of reverse charge mechanism, recipient has to make the payment of tax and recipient is eligible to claim the input tax credit with the same amount. Why? What is the logic? What is the reason? Reason is this: because in case of forward charge, Mahendra sir is paying the tax to Mr. Sachin and Sachin is depositing to the government. In case of reverse charge, Mahendra sir is directly depositing to the government. So he is eligible to claim the input tax rate, not an issue. So in that situation, Mahendra sir is paying that 900 rupees and claiming the input tax credit. That is, Mahendra sir is generating the invoice himself. Hence, in case of reverse charge mechanism, when the recipient is going to make the payment of tax and claim the input tax credit, that scenario will be called as self-invoicing mechanism. That is called as self-invoicing system. Sir, through this example, I am just going to share with you the logic for the self invoicing and the logic for the input tax credit. Okay, ये बंदा registered है, ये बंदा registered नहीं है, registered, unregistered. Please give me some time. We'll discuss at the time of our discussion on section number 9. Okay, because now I just want to give you the idea about the various terms and the logic of the terms. Okay, आपने इतने दिनों तक वेट किया है, so just wait for next 10 to 15 days. We'll cover each and everything in a step by step. Babu sir will discuss separately about the RCM applicability in case of composition dealer or not. First, this question is there. So we'll discuss at the time of discussion on section number 9 and section number 10. Now you just need to do one thing, just try to understand the basic things. Okay. And when I am share with you any term, and if I forgot to share with you the logic of that term, in that case, definitely you should ask, sir, why this specific term is there in GST? That is what is your role. Okay, क्योंकि कई बार होगा I forgot to share something with you, so this is your responsibility to ask with me. Those who are registered for the GST comprehensive course with books, we have created a special groups for them to join the session through Zoom. Okay, so I request every member who is there on Zoom or who is there on YouTube, just join that WhatsApp group. We have already individually shared one specific message related to the joining of the group on your number. Now this is your responsibility to join the group. Okay, so that you will receive the Zoom link. Although tomorrow, once again, my team member will share with you the WhatsApp group link individually. Okay, so that join it so that you can easily get the link. Yes, sir, we are sending the Zoom link in morning and in evening as well. Today also, I think we have shared the group link by 4 or 5 p.m. itself. Now, forward charge done, reverse charge done, your composition scheme done, your regular scheme done. Okay. Now, just try to understand certain further example or certain further concepts as well. And these concepts are very, very relevant for all of us. Okay. And this is my assurance to you, sir. These 3 to 4 days will be helpful for all of us in next 45 days. So be careful while going through with these type of specific terms. Now, suppose I am registered at Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Sachin, I am registered at Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Okay. And Vishnu sir has organized one exhibition. Vishnu sir has organized one exhibition at Delhi. Vishnu sir has organized one exhibition at Delhi. Vishnu sir has organized at one exhibition at Delhi, and I want to participate in that exhibition. Okay, and I have certain products that I want to sell in the exhibition of Mr. Vishnu, and that exhibition is for suppose 45 days. So I am going to book my stall in the exhibition with Mr. Vishnu, and I am going to sell my product in that exhibition. In that case, first question is that whether I need to take the GST registration or not. Please provide your response in the chat box as yes or no, because certain questions I also going to ask with you. Yes, definitely, because I am going to sell my product at a place which is outside my state. Okay, agar same state hota, if the exhibition in the same state, in that case no need to take the GST registration. I may declare that place as a additional place of business, or I can sell the products. But now, as the state is completely different, so I need to take the GST registration. And sir, that exhibition is only for 45 days. So I am not going to take the GST registration as a permanent GST registration. I just want to go for the registration for a limited amount of time. Sir, you all are super. Okay, you all are providing the response in the chat box. That is really great for me. So I just require the registration for a very limited amount of time. So I should not go for the normal registration. I can go for the registration as a casual taxable person. As a casual taxable person. So whenever a particular taxpayer wants to take the GST registration for a very limited amount of time, in that case, that person can file the registration application as a casual taxable person. Now, as the taxpayer is taking the registration for a very limited amount of time, in such a scenario, government is saying that yeah, you are taking the registration for a very limited amount of time, so pay your tax liability in advance, because I am able to go for a forecast that in these 45 days I will make a sales of this number of products, and this will be the total taxable value I can sell in the 45 days. So I need to pay a estimated tax with the government in advance in case of casual taxable person on the outward supply. And at the end of that specific period, suppose I have deposited any excess tax, the same will be refunded. Or if any tax demand, then while filing the final return, I have to deposit that demand. That is what is the concept of casual taxable person. Now, yes, if within the same state, in that case, no need to take the GST registration. I can declare it as an additional place of business, and I can easily sell the same. But if I want to maintain the separate accountability and separate things, in that case, I may go for the registration. Both the options are available with me. Now, Sachin sir, we have a special section, section number 27, that is related to casual taxable person. In that particular section, we'll discuss that the maximum period is for the 90 days, and the same can be further extended for further 90 days. We'll discuss the same at the time of our discussion on section number 27. Abhi, we'll just going to discuss the terms and the logics. Now, there may be chances that certain person who is from outside India, that is non-resident, and if that person wants to take the GST registration in India for a limited amount of time, they are also coming to India for just for selling their product in an exhibition, in an event, in a program. In that case, they are making the supply in India itself. Am I right? They are making the supply in the India itself. So when they are selling something in India, they have to pay the GST, because you are selling in India. So they have to take the GST registration, and that type of registration will be called as non-resident taxable person. Sir, my speed is completely okay na? Everyone is okay with my speed? अगर आपको कभी भी ऐसा लगे, if you feel at any point of time that I am going fast, just text me once in the chat box, will manage my speed. Okay, this is my request to you. और जब मैं slow हो रहा हूँ, in that case enjoy, slow is okay, fast नहीं होना चाहिए. Each and every concept should be there in your brain, because there is no any burden on us to complete the complete syllabus in 45 days. It may be 46, 47, 45, 48, 49 or 50 days. So देखो कुछ भी कचरा नहीं करना है. We all are here to gain the knowledge in a very expert way. So I am just your friend for 45 days. So if you have any issue with me, you can easily comment in the chat box. Okay, feel free and comment. Now, non-resident taxable person who is going to take the GST registration for a limited amount of time, so that person can take the registration, apply for the registration as NRTP and pay the same. Now, this is my non-resident taxable person and casual taxable person. Now, Sachin, I am a trainer. I am providing the trainings. Okay, for everyone. This is a part of advertisement. Now, there may be chances, as I am from Jodhpur, Rajasthan. I am from Jodhpur, Rajasthan, and I am providing the training classes to all of you. There are multiple participants. Yes, Jagrut sir, definitely we are friends for the lifetime. I am here for whole life. If you have any concern, connect with me. I am here. Okay, related to the professional issues. Okay, now I am providing the training classes to whole India. Okay, many participants are from Karnataka, many participants are from Tamil Nadu, many participants are from Telangana, many participants are from Gujarat, Maharashtra. So, and many participants are from Rajasthan itself. So, when I am providing the services to Rajasthan itself, that is, supplier is in Rajasthan and the buyer is in Rajasthan, that is called as intra-states. Or suppose when I am supplying, that means when supplier is supplying the services or goods to outside Rajasthan, that is outside the specific state, that will be called as, yes, interstate supply. Sir, this is very easy to decide that this supply is intra-state, this supply is interstate. Am I right? I am in Rajasthan, outside Rajasthan, interstate, and within Rajasthan, intra-state. It is very easy. Everyone is agree with me to decide inter and intra. Vishnu sir is saying yes. Sir, for your kind information, in the study material, we have shared one book. This is the book. Okay. This is the question and answer book. And in that particular book, we have covered the questions related to specific scenarios, specific situations. And one topic is place of supply. That is your interstate and intrastate. Okay. And when we'll take the topic place of supply, interstate and intrastate only, in that case, you will found that to determine the place of supply interstate and intra-state is quite difficult with comparison to all other segment and situations of the GST. Because inter and intra determination is easy, but deciding the place of supply is quite difficult. Bill to ship to model is very easy. If we'll go for other type of things, immobile property, performance based services, transportation based services, in case of shipments, in case of your air traveling, Multiple scenarios, multiple situations are there, and in different situations, different situations, scenarios, we have to decide the place of supply in different types. So abhi ke liye we just need to think on two parameters. If the supply is within Rajasthan, that will be my intra-state supply. Outside Rajasthan, that will be interstate supply. And this is my assurance to you. Yes, this is quite difficult, but after attending the place of supply related specific topic, you all will be in a situation to decide the place of supply in each and every scenario very correctly and very easily. Okay. So interstate supply, intra-state. Now, sir, हम सबको पता है, we all know the purpose of this GST to collect the revenue. Am I right? The purpose of this GST law and each and every law is to collect the revenue. And when we are saying that the supplier is making the supply to Rajasthan or outside Rajasthan, okay, the purpose of GST is to collect the revenue, and that revenue will be the part of government only. Am I right? The revenue will be the part of government only. No politics. Okay. So the revenue will be the part of government only. And as we all know that we have two types of government. One is state government, another is central government. One is central government, another is state government. Am I right? We have two types of government. One is central government, state government. State is different in different states. Central government is Modi ji. Okay. So the purpose of GST is to collect the revenue for the growth of country, for the development of the country. Now we have two types of government. One is central government, another is state government. Now, if the supply is within Rajasthan, suppose I am in Rajasthan and I am supplying that particular goods to Rajasthan itself, then the supply started from Rajasthan, then the last destination point is Rajasthan itself. Now, now, in that scenario, state government is saying that we require the revenue because the supply started from our point and the destination is also in our state. So we require the revenue or the sharing. And in that case, we all know, yes, state government is going to take the share, but always there will be a share of central government as well. And both are the 50-50 wala. So in that case, they are saying that to distribute the revenue between the center and state, there is requirement of a specific mechanism. For that purpose, they have developed that whenever there will be a CGST and SGST, that is, whenever there will be an intra-state supply within state, that will be called as intra-state supply. And in such a scenario, the CGST and SGST will be charged. Now, in case of interstate supply, so I know all these type of things are very much clear in your mind, but I just want to share with you the logics about these terms and these things. So, in case of interstate supply, supply started from Rajasthan, and I am providing the training classes to a particular person who is at Maharashtra. So the destination is at Maharashtra. In such a scenario, that Rajasthan government is saying we require the revenue, that Maharashtra government is saying we require the revenue, central government is also saying we require the revenue. So there is a requirement of the distribution of the revenue between the center and state. Hence, they are charging one single tax that is called as IGST, Integrated Goods and Services Tax, and that will be distributed amongst the states and the central by the government. Now, sir, government itni free hai kya? Government is very free so that they can distribute the revenue between center, between state, and many calculation and to manage all these type of things? Not at all. Hence, they have designed a specific department who is going to maintain all these type of calculation, that is the revenue distribution, revenue sharing, and the issues. And they designed a specific council to manage all these type of things, that is called as GST council. That is what is the purpose of the formation of this GST council, to manage the sharing of revenue, to manage the various issues, to decide the various things which is there in GST. As in our starting of our today's session, we have covered that government is going to decide the rate of various product and services through the rate notification. So that notification has also been issued by the GST government, that is GST council. Okay, now interstate supply, intrastate supply, done. Composition scheme, regular scheme, done. Normal, reverse charge, done. Now the most important thing, that is a particular person who is a taxpayer, who is a registered person, who is a taxpayer and who is a registered person. That person, that person may make the supply of different type of things. That means, as government is issuing the rate notification, and through that rate notification, government is going to decide the rate for various products, goods and services. Am I right? So first type of supply on which the tax has been charged, that means a particular specific supply on which the government has decided the rate of GST, that if you will sell this pen, in that case the rate of GST will be 18%. If you will sell any textile product, the rate of GST will be 5%. If you will sell any packing material, rate of GST will be 12%, just for an example. Okay, see, if government is going to decide the rate on a particular product, that product is called as taxable product on which the tax has been charged, or you can say taxable product, or purely अगर मुझे बोलना हो, that is called as taxable supply. Now, as we all know, our Indian economy is a agricultural based economy. कृषि प्रधान देश है हमारा देश. So government is saying we should provide certain additional benefits to the agricultural produce, or there are certain other products on which we are not supposed to charge GST due to the nature of that particular product and due to the practices, trade practices of the industry. We are not supposed to charge the GST. So when government is not going to charge the GST on that specific type of goods or services due to public interest, due to nature of that particular supply, due to the general practices, then government has to specify that particular goods or services, and that specified goods or services on which the government is not going to charge the GST, that is called as exempted flexible supply, on which they have decided the rate of GST and the tax will be charged on that particular type of supply, that will be called as taxable supply. Government has decided that we are not supposed to charge GST on this specific type of supply due to the nature, due to the transaction, due to the general practices, that will be called as exempted supply, and all the things will be managed by the GST council. They are going to issue the exemption notification, and through that notification they are supposed to declare that this specific supply is a exempted supply. Sir, agricultural produce is one of the example of the exempted supply. Financial interest is one of the example of the exempted supply. Okay, salary, this is also exempted. Fishery related products, this is also exempted supply. So we'll cover the complete exemption list as well. Now, government is going to issue the notification and decide that this product is a exempted supply. Now when government is going to declare that this particular product is your exempted supply, then this is completely in the hand of government. In future government palat sakti hai, government may say that now this product is not a exempted supply, now this product is a taxable supply. From that date the tax will be implemented on that particular type of supply which has been earlier declared as a exempted supply. Sir, you all are enjoying? This is the most important question from my side, which में ही पूछ लिया मैंने. Now, one is taxable supply. Thank you, sir. One is taxable supply, another is exempted supply. Now, there may be chances this exempted supply in future government may decide the rate, or this exempted supply we have to report and everything's there. There may be chances certain products government is going to say this will be the out of the purview of GST. We charge GST on a future date. From that perspective, we all know government has decided 5 specific petroleum product on which government is saying that this is my non-GST supply. This is my non-GST supply, 5 petroleum products. Okay, we'll discuss in detail later on. But this is a specific supply which is completely out of the purview of GST, and GST will be applicable on a future date. And we'll also cover why these 5 petroleum products are out of the purview of GST. Whether there is any additional benefit is there, hence government is going to make these products out of the purview of GST or anything else. So we'll discuss that as well at the time of our discussion on the constitutional background of the GST. We'll also cover the various articles, Article 246A, due to which the GST is there in a very detailed way. Okay, but first we'll just try to understand certain terms so that when we'll move to the sections or provisions or rules, we all will be in a situation to understand each and everything in a very simplified way. Okay, now taxable supply, exempted supply, non-GST supply. Now, taxable supply में ही, in case of taxable supply, government is saying that the tax is going to be charged on this specific type of supply that is called as taxable supply, and government has decided the rate of GST 5%, 12%, 3%, 0.10%, 18%, 28%. Now, there may be chances on certain specific type of supply government is going to charge the GST at 0%. At 0%, that is zero rated supply. There may be one question in your mind that, sir, when government is saying that this is a zero rated supply and government is charging the zero rate of tax, then why government is not going to classify this as an exempted supply? Why government is not going to define this particular supply as an exempted supply? Because in case of exempted supply also no GST, and when government is saying that this is a zero rated, then also the rate is zero, so no GST. Why there is a difference of these particular exempted and zero rated? Also Mahendra sir has mentioned export special economic zone, I may add it, but we'll discuss the reason at the time of a discussion on the exempted supply and the zero rated supply. Now it's time to just understand the terms, that is zero rated supply, non-GST supply, exempted supply, and taxable supply. Yes, Mahendra sir, ekdam correct, ekdam perfect. But there is also one more reason that we'll discuss at the time of our zero rated supply related discussion. Okay. So this is also a very specific and important chart from the various types of supply perspective. Now, as we have covered the returns, the specific normal supply, reverse charge mechanism, composition dealer, and the taxable products and the normal dealer. Okay, we have also covered the various type of supply. One is taxable supply, non-GST supply, zero rated supply. Okay. Yeah, zero rated supply के case में they may change the rate. Okay. Now, the difference between non-GST supply and exempted supply. Non-GST supply is out of the purview of GST, but exempted supply is a specific supply which is exempted through the notification. Non-GST supply is not going to define through the notification. This is itself in the law, and they may cover it in the law for the perspective of applicability of GST in future by adding the same. But for exemption and removal of the exemption, there is requirement to issue the notification. That should only be through the notifications. Is that okay, Rajendran sir? Now, all these facilities, that is the filing of return, the filing of return, the managing the compliances, the various submissions for registrations, for registration changes, everything is available on the GSTN common portal dashboard. Okay. Difference between exempted and zero rated supply. Sir, in case of exempted supply, there is no any specific rate has been prescribed. They have just exempted that this particular sale of printed book which you have received is exempted. Those who have bought that printed books, if you check your billing which you have received with the books or on your mail ID, that 3,400, we have not charged any GST because the same is exempted. Am I right? But in case, but in case when there will be a zero rated supply, they have specified a rate that is 0%. Okay. And the logic will discuss definitely. But I think, Vishnu sir, the difference between the exempted and zero rated supply is okay for you. Yes, nil rated, please keep it pending. We'll discuss. Mahendra sir, just give me 2 to 3 days when we'll discuss the calculation of turnover. We'll definitely discuss whether the exempted non-GST supply, the nil rated supply will be included in the definition of turnover or not. Just give me 2 to 3 days because these are quite interesting things. Okay. You all are asking these things. This is really great for me because these all things we are going to cover, we will discuss. But I just want the excitement. I am able to see the excitement from your side to know these type of things, and these are really very interesting, very calculative, and very important thing from our GST perspective. Yes, OIDAR thoda sa support sir, online information data access and retrieval services will discuss. Ganeshan sir will discuss. Just give me thoda sa time. Each and every term will discuss. The intermediary will discuss. Nothing will be left. We'll cover each and everything. And I think you all are experts. So when all the experts are here, then if I forgot something, then you may ask in the chat box. So this session is going to be a genius session, I think. This course will be going to be a genius course, I think. Definitely. Sir, everything is okay for everyone from our today's discussion perspective. Now, one important thing I just want to share with those participants who are joining through the YouTube. Actually, by today morning or by yesterday evening, we have received certain calls that, sir, we also require the study material because in near future, in 3 to 4 days, we'll start our discussion on the study material as well. Okay, that is books, completely discussion on the books. Multiple participants from the YouTube are asking that, sir, in one shot we are not able to pay 3,400 rupees, or we have certain doubts regarding the study material, although multiple comments has already been posted by the many participants, but they have still doubt. Hence our directors has given one specific offer to all those who want to buy the books with this particular course, because yes, without books this course is super, but with books the experience will be ultimate. Okay. So for that purpose, we have provided one specific offer to those who really want to buy the book and join this course with books. Now you just need to pay 2,400. The actual cost of books is really 4,000 rupees, but just for the use or in faith of professional help, we may provide that study kit to you 2,100 only. Balance amount, that is 1,300, you may pay after 25 to 30 days. After 30 days you may pay that 1,300 rupees, and if you don't like that study material, sales will refund you 2,100. Not an issue with that. So I request anyone who wants to buy the study material just at 2,100 after 25 to 30 days, because we have faith on you completely. Okay, so that 1,300 you may pay after 25 to 30 days, so that it will be added to our cost as well. So if anyone wants to buy the study material, then this QR code is here. I will just, this is not a part of advertisement, this is the last call from our side. Okay, if anyone wants to make the payment of 2100, just scan this QR code, make the payment on this QR code, and share the screenshot of the payment on this number, so that our team will share with you the study kit by tomorrow itself. You just need to share the QR code with your complete postal address on this number if you require the study material. This is my promise to you. This study material is ultimate. Okay. So if anyone wants to buy the study material, just pay 2100 now, and after 25 days, you can pay 1300. Most of the participants are professionals, definitely. They are able to arrange 3400 as well, but if it is possible for you to if it is not possible for you to make the 3400 in one shot, you can go for 2100 in one, and in second slot you may pay 1300 rupees, because this is the last possibility from our side that we want to provide. Because this course is, as I am always saying, this is my dream project, hence we are doing all these type of things. So in our today's session, we have started our discussion from the very basics of the types of supply, that is forward charge and reverse charge. We have also covered the types of registration, that is composition dealer, normal dealer, casual taxable person, and non-resident taxable person. We have also covered the specific things related to taxable supply, exempted supply, non-GST supply, and the zero rated supply. We have also covered certain specific things related to interstate supply, intrastate supply, and the difference, and how we'll handle the place of supply. In our tomorrow session, we'll start our discussion with the other concepts like job work, like e-way bill, like e-invoice, like invoicing mechanism. We'll also understand the term supply. We'll also try to understand the concepts of value of supply, why there is relevance of various terms which is there under GST. And in our tomorrow session, we'll definitely discuss the turnover calculation. So our tomorrow session will also be very much relevant, and the timing of the session will be sharp at 8 p.m. Will conclude sharp at 8:59. Okay. So we'll start the session sharp at 8, will conclude sharp at 8:59. Also, I request tomorrow once again will share the WhatsApp group link to your individual number once again. So join that WhatsApp group so that you can get the Zoom link very easily in morning and in evening as well. Sir, today is the second day of this GST comprehensive course. Whatever will be your experience about these 2 days, or any complaint from your side, you can put it in the chat box, and if you require any improvement, you can put it in the chat box. Yes sir, there is difference. We'll definitely discuss that difference as well. We'll provide you one specific chart, although in our book the same differentiation table is given, so we'll discuss at that time as well. All the complete differences will cover. Thank you, sir. And from tomorrow onwards, we have no any advertisement. Today also, this is not an advertisement. This is just a part of information. If anyone wants to go with the books, in that case, this is the last opportunity and last call from our side. Thank you for your valuable comments in the chat box. It means a lot really for me. And one more important thing, we have already created your login ID on our website. Okay, I think you all have also received the mail related to the passwords and ID. Okay, by tomorrow you will also get the access by today late night, because we have already set everything. So by today late night also you will get the access to the amnesty scheme related course, drafting and pleading related course. Okay, so you will get the access as well. Renuji, if you have not received, then check your spam. And if you have not received the same, then I think you have registered for the QR code. Just we'll check and we'll let you know, because for 5 to 7 participants we have received, that we have not received the mail ID of that participants. Hence, we have not activated the same. We'll connect with my team. They will send you one message. Sir, Man sir, we have already shared in the group, we have not shared in the individual number, because we have already shared one link to join that group on the individual number. But not an issue. Today, tomorrow morning, again we'll share the WhatsApp group joining link to all of you. Okay. Individually, it is not possible for us to share the messages. It will also create certain burdens. Okay. So we'll post it in the group itself. So thank you once again for joining. Thank you for listening with us. We'll meet tomorrow sharp at 8 p.m. Bye bye. Take care. Good night. We'll check and we'll discuss with my team. Definitely.